The government's move to ban logging and timber harvesting in all public and community forests comes at a time when natural forests are facing rapid depletion. Deputy President William Ruto announcing that the government has suspended any activity in this forest for the next 3 months.
Misitu inaharibiwa na watu ambao wamepatiwa leseni kukata miti, na leo nimeamurisha wizara ambayo inahusika na mambo ya mazingira na misitu kukomesha kukata miti katika forest yote ya serikali na ya community for the next 90 days.
The government says within the 90 days period, Environment Cabinet Secretary Keter will constitute a task force to prepare a report within 14 days that will give remedial measures.
In the next 2 weeks, the ministry must tell the country how are we going to rectify the situation and the forest resources in this country so that we can better use those resources.
A spot check by Citizen TV on the state of the Mau forest showed a forest that is on its deathbed, with smoke smoldering above the thick forest that has for years been the source of tens of rivers.
These people, the government has got to move with lightning speed to be able to solve this problem. If they don't do that, then we are actually, it's a recipe for destruction of our economy.
At the Sagamian section of the Mau forest, a huge charcoal harvesting plant had been set up, with locals saying it had consumed thousands of logs in the forest to give approximately over 20,000 sacks of charcoal that is traded. Destruction of the forest evident here. But even as the destruction continued, it was blame game as leaders pointed accusing fingers at outsiders and rampant corruption among Kenyan Forest Service officers for the dire state affairs.
Unapata watu wenye wanakuja kukata miti sio watu kutoka hiyo sehemu, ni watu wanatoka mbali, wanakuja na machine, wanaingia forest, wanakata miti. Unapata foresters wanachukua hongo.
Ukipita katika hii mamito yote, kuna mamito mingi sana, ingine neno Siginder, ingine naitwa Narok, mingi zimeanza kukauka tu pole.
Timber business is also booming inside the forest, and by 5 p.m, vehicles and donkeys had started making their way into the forest to collect timber that had been harvested since morning.
Ukiona ule mwenye anachoma makaa, hiyo makaa mnyang'anye yeye. Ni aibu sana tukiona kwamba eka moja mzima inabadilishwa inakuwa jiko ya makaa.
The effect of the forest destruction affecting wildlife downstream, Mara River levels say to be at its lowest, forcing wildlife in Masai Mara Game Reserve to cross over to Serengeti in Tanzania for water.
Mito haina maji. Tumekuwa na shida miaka mitatu, hatujakuwa na mvua ya kutosha. So mambo ya kukata miti for the next 90 days tumesema iwekwe kando.
Farmers adjacent to the forest continue to hope for rains ahead of the planting season, but this may not happen anytime soon if the state of the premium Kenya water tower, the Mau forest, is what is to go by. Despite the many efforts being put by government to save the forest cover in the country, the big elephant is the illegal human settlement whose day-to-day activities threatens the ecosystem and people living downstream. What remains to be seen is efforts that will be put by government to ensure that each and every tree in the forest is protected. Stephen Letoo, Citizen TV, Olposi Moru in Mau Forest.